Hello everyone, I'm Hilary Chin. Thank you all so much for coming and watching my video. Today I'll be teaching you how to use Excel sheet to design your kobotoolbox survey. And this is part 3 of our video. If you have not watched part 1 and 2, please go at the top of my head there. You see those videos there, or you go by the end of this particular video, you see all 2 videos that I'll stamp them there. If you're watching from YouTube, you are going to have those videos. But if you're watching from Facebook, then you need to go back to YouTube to continue watching all the 3 videos. This is very important. And today we're going to be looking at some other aspects of our survey form. And we'll be looking at dates, we'll be looking at multiple selections, we'll be looking at GPS points, and maybe some other item. I just want to take this video very gradual because it becomes very overwhelming when we put all in one video or all in one sheet at the same time. So you can watch gradually while you practice. Please do well to practice. Technology is learned or really easily mastered when you practice, okay? Get some sheet, get your machine, sit connected, and make sure that you practice as you learn. Let's jump in so I show you what I mean. Okay, so here, this is a continuation of our form. So our form is right here. This is just a continuation of it. So today we are going to be adding some elements. So the first thing I want to add here is date and time, the same time. You see, I'll put date and time. Let me make this bigger so you see. So I'm under survey. I'm under survey here. I'll put date, time, and then here I'm going to ask with small letters. I'm going to indicate that I want date. And then remember that this column label is what is appearing on our form. So this is where we are asking the question. Okay, we'll just say what is the date? Okay, and then we put question mark. And then we can make the question not mandatory. We can put false. Okay, it shows that it is not mandatory. And then here we can put date itself. Okay, we can put date itself, and then we still put date. Just put DAT without E to make it unique. And then here, yeah, we can say what is the date and time here, because we have date and time there. And then here we can just put what is the date. I just wanted to see the different options that you can use. And then here now I can put time. Okay, and I put time here, and I say what is the time. Okay, perfect. Well, I can decide to also make this not mandatory. Not mandatory. Okay, it means that they can submit the form even if they don't answer this question. So this true here means it is mandatory. It means if you don't answer this question, then you will not be able to submit this form. Okay, the next thing I want to put here is Joe points. Okay, so Joe points. I think I should put my Joe points down here. I think right here, what I should put here is select underscore multiple. Okay, and there is something you must know here. You have to understand something here. Anytime you give an indication of select multiple or select one, okay, it means you have to give a code. So I've decided to put Z here as a code. So anything that follow, whether it's a letter that follow or a word, that word becomes a code. Okay, now this code is what you use under these choices to hold the data the different options. So the code here is D after this select multiple. So the code here is D. So I'm going to bring this D here now, and I say D. Maybe the first choice is we want to know here, we want to know fruits. We want to find out fruits. This is just an example, okay? And we want to find out what kind of fruits. you sell? We want to find out from the respondent, right? Maybe it's an IDP, or maybe it's someone that you're trying to find out about their lives to support them, etc. So we have put select multiple, and then we brought this code D. You can change it to anything. It can be E, it can be F, it can be U, okay? You see? But of course, just make sure that everything that you are putting here is in small letters, okay? Because it's a code. So the name of this data type here is select. These are the names of the data type. Select multiple with the code Z. And then here now is a name. So what we are trying to find out here is fruit. So the name is fruits. We want to find out the kind of fruit. Then the label is what is appearing on our sheet or our form. So we are asking, what kind of fruits do you sell? Okay, guys. All right. So now we want to go to multiple choices to complete this select multiple. So we'll come here, and then since we had the first thing here you also have to understand is the list name. So the list name now comprises of the code that we took from this data type. Okay, that is what you should master here. So we have brought this code D, and remember it could be anything. Like I said, you bring it. So it's a D that is holding every option here. Okay, so if I come here and I put O, small letters, then I say orange. So we want to list all the options, and I still put my D because D is the one holding. And then I come here and I put A, and I come here and I put apple. Okay, and I come here again, D is the one still holding this other option. I come here and I put B, and I put B, and I put banana, right? Okay, that is it. Okay, then I save my form. If I keep putting different options and keep putting this D, those options will be appearing. Let me add another one option. Let's say we say V, we say vegetable, right? Okay, so these are the options that have been added. And then now we're going to check our form to see how it looks. So now we have a whole full form here. And let's go to our ODK platform and test this form and see what we have here. Okay, and then now we are going to submit to see how it looks and see whether we have any errors. Okay, it says row 19, question or group with no name. Okay, row 19. So we are going to go back to our row 19 now. So row 19, oh, Joe points. Okay, yeah, it has no indication, no name. So we need to give it a name here. So the name here is location. Okay, location. You see how accurate the system is. So we say, what is your location? Location. Okay, and then we want to make it not mandatory. Usually Joe points are not mandatory usually. Here now we want to make this one mandatory, true. Okay, so we now click save, and we go back to our form, bring this form inside, and then we choose this, and then we go inside there, and then we submit again and see whether we have errors. No errors this time. And then we preview on our browser to see how it looks. You see our form is finalized here. So here you find the new questions that we have added. Remember that we added date and time at the same time. You see, so this is the time, this is the hour, this is the min, yeah, this is the hour, and this is the minute. Okay, so it's, I think this is PM, 10:45 p.m. Okay, and then here now we had just the dates. Okay, guys, and then down here we had just the time. I just wanted to show you how it appears. So here we had date and time. Here we had date on its own and then time on its own. Okay, I just wanted to show you how this look. Then we had the multiple choices. Okay, we had orange, we had apple, we had banana, we had vegetables. So here now they can choose multiple. Okay, but here they can only choose one. Okay, and then here again, down there we have our Joe points. So if I come here and I click, it's going to read my Joe points. Allow this time. It's going to read my Joe point. It was asking for my location, you see. So it comes here and say GC Board Avenue. So It's already reading where I am. It's already taking the GP, geo point of this location where I am. So you see, this is the latitude, this is the longitude. And then now here, I can still click here. It says form contains errors. Yes, because I have not filled this part because these parts were required. Okay. And then also here, there are some questions that we said they are supposed to be required. We said our geo point will not be required, so you will not see no star. You will not see any star here. So here we said it was required. That is why you are seeing the star. And that is it for our form today. We can also create a group. Let me see. We can still create a group now. Here we have a group here. So if I click here, brings it down, and this one remains open. So I can create a group to hide all this. Let's go back and see whether we can create a group. Okay. So right here, I want to create a group. I want to create a group. Remember, this group is started here and ended down here. Okay. So I want to start another new group around here. So I want to group all these. You see all these. I want to put all these in one group and we name it others. Okay. So I'm going to come here. Since this group ended here and I want to start another group here, I'll just select this role and I right click and I put insert, and then I'll come here and say begin group. Okay, underscore group. I'll just click or enter and it gives me that. Okay, so I want to start a group here and I want it to be info. I want it to be an information, and then I want to put it as others. Okay, we'll just put it as others there, and then down here now I want to end the group. I want to end the group, so I'll just come here and I say end underscore group. Okay, and then I'll write nothing here and then I'll save. So once I save, I'll come back here now to my form here. Let me delete this one, and then I'll choose that form again, and then I go in there, then I submit. Guys, I'll submit. So the ODK platform will check the form. Oh, it says there are more than one survey element named info, case sensitive in section name data. Perfect. I love this query. So you see, one of the criteria you must learn here is that on this name column, okay, if there are any two names that are the same, you strike your data. It will give a query. If you come here, the same thing here, it will give a query. So if I come here, for instance, and I put n here, okay, I've put n here. You see now. Now, the query that you will have here is that this n does not relate to this O. Let's just move. But of course, here we have to solve a problem here, which is info. So it says this info here is the same with this info. So one has to be unique. So I'll just double click and I reduce. So this one will be in F. This one will be info. So it has to be unique. It has to be unique. No two spellings have to be the same. So I save and I come again here, and then I bring this data again in and I go to my XLM form and I submit again. We'll still have another query. Okay, we don't have query again, and then let's see, preview it and see how it looks and see our groups that we created. I did the changes. I thought that we'll be having query, but let me just see. This option is appearing because of the geo point that we have. Okay, I have also put this under a group. See, this is the group order. So if I click here, you see it brings all that inside this group. And if I come and click here, it brings all that inside this group. And this is my form. This is what is important this is the importance of creating groups. You see, now my form is very clean. So if I open here, the respondent can open here. When they finish answering this question, they put that off and then they open the next, and then it creates some clarity and make your work very clean and organized. Okay, so this is the importance of it. But there's something I wanted to show you here. I'll go back here. I think I changed something here. I put n here, so I'll put o back. Okay, so what I was trying to say here is that if I put o here and then I come and put o here, you see it's going to flag this form. Why? Because this falls under the same class of items, of options. Are you getting now? It falls under the same class of option and is the same. Which ought not to be so. Here, it has to be constant here because this D here is a code that we have defined under select multiple. So if I come here now and I save this form, and then we come here and we delete this and we bring this inside our form again, inside our ODK platform, and then we submit, you see an error. It will show an error. You see, so it says on the choices sheet, the name value is invalid. Choices names must be unique. Are you seeing now? For each choice list, you see now, if this is intentional, use the setting allow choice duplicate. Learn more. Okay, so now on my setting now, I will go and paste this on this from. I'll come to setting here and I'll come and click allow choice duplicate here. I'll put yes. Are you seeing now? And then I save. Are you seeing now? Then I'll come back again here. And then this is just to show you how you can solve some other problems when it comes to these forms. And then I'm going to select and then I'm going to submit. Then now let's see how it looks. You see it has solved the problem, and then I'll click and then it opens the form. So you can impose a certain criteria by choosing the select multiple. Okay, you see, so it still went ahead and gave me my result. Okay, because I did something inside setting. So I click, it gives me again, I click, you see, so it's fine. But again, to emphasize, if you go back to your form here, under setting here, anytime you have challenges with your form, you can upload, you can download it from the system, and then you come under setting here and just come here and put yes. If I come here and I put no, you see, instead of yes here, and I save, and then we come here again and then we put, and then we select again, sorry, and then we select that form. Now it will give us a query because we have said no, and then we send, we preview. Oh, sorry, no, I think I have to submit first. So I'm previewing the previous form. I have to submit first. So now I submit. So it will give me an error because I have denied that it shouldn't give me that particular option. So you see it has flagged us again with the same error. Okay. So remember that to fix this, you just need to come here and change this no to yes. Or you come to your choices and then you make sure that they are unique. You put the A here. So if I put the A here while this one remains no, it will work because I have respected the criteria here, which says every name has to be unique beside the, oh, sorry. Okay, great. So if I come here now and I choose the form and then I select, then I submit, everything is going to go now. It's going to go well, you see, so it's fine now. Under my setting, it was no, but I went and respected the criteria, so it went well. So this is appearing because of the job point that we put. So it wants to get my location. That's why you find all this pop up. So guys, this is it for today. We move to level 4 in the next video. Thank you.